Stop dreaming. Never stop dreaming. Never stop Never stop Never stop dreaming.
So I just did some sanding today. I think this is 120 grit, and sanded down the rear quarter panels. They were really rough because the epoxy when I painted it on was cold, so it really bumped up. The sanding, that's a lot smoother. I may paint one more coat, turn up the temperature, and then put a very thin coat, because there's still some grooves in there that I want to fill in, and then paint around the edge, and then make a split line, maybe something like that. Then make two molds out of these. This one needs more sanding. You can see some of the shiny parts are where the surface hasn't been sanded down to a smooth surface yet, but the sander makes a lot quicker work of it. I put some drywall filler on the door, so I'm just going to wait for this to cure. I think this will be the correct size. The doors came out pretty good. That's one coat. This will be sanded and filled in, so it's really rough right now. Same with this one, 2 coats. I'm not sure if everything will line up and fit in, but I can make a part and then cut it off and adjust the mold. 2 coats on this so far. I'll probably sand this down, maybe add another one. This was sanded by hand with a tool, and it came out, well, it may need a little touch up, but it came out really nicely, but it took many months of work. So this power sander is just the ticket. So the sanding did a really good job on these quarter panels. Before, they used to be really bumpy because the epoxy was cold when I painted it on. This is just water from wiping it down. But the surface is, after a quick sanding, incredibly smooth. This looks great. I may just fix up the edges, reinforce the back so it's strong enough to make a mold out of it, and just use this surface here rather than keep putting on more coats. Yeah, looks good. Needs a little more sanding. There's a little bit of a concave section, so I'm going to fill that in and then add more epoxy to it. Maybe another coat of epoxy and then sand it again and use a very fine grit to make it smooth. And then after that and another coat and sanding, then this part should be done and ready for a mold. I've added first coat to the front bumper section. I'm going to sand that front lower section tonight so that I can put a coat of epoxy on. And some touch-ups are in progress. Once this cures, then I can sand it and fill in a few little areas that aren't perfectly smooth. I'm gonna have to brush it. It looks like it's beading. The doors got a coat today. It's kind of dripping on the edges. So I sanded the some fill on the edge by the windowsill so that it's smoother. Oh, it smells like epoxy. Yeah, sanding and then another coat and that'll be fine. Fix it.